Okay, let's do this. This light is popping though. This light is popping. Hey, this light is popping. This light is popping. This light is popping. What? Oh my God. Let's get into it. Take 37. No, 38. Oh my gosh. What's good, peacemakers? Welcome back to another episode of the Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast. I'm Michael, and this is my yarny corner of the YouTube universe. If you would like to follow me on other social media, you can do so on Instagram as Piece4PeaceCrafting or Ravelry as Piece4PeaceCraft. And there's a playlist to this podcast over on Spotify at Piece4PeaceCrafting podcast playlist. I always screw that one up. Yeah, that's all the places you can find me. If you are new, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you do, feel free to do all that fun YouTube stuff, like, comment, and subscribe. I rarely say that anymore, but yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. Click subscribe, tell a friend. Right, if you are returning, you already know what this is about. Just a disaster already. You all, I sat here for probably 20 minutes waiting for my radiator to stop hissing because I did not want it to be in another video. So I was just like chilling, just waiting calmly to get started. Anyway, how is everyone? I hope you are having a lovely day. It is March 12th of 2022. It's a Saturday. The clocks changed tonight, which I know some people are like, oh, we lose an hour of sleep. But I'm like, yeah, but the sun is going to set at like 8 o'clock. Not 8, but you know what I mean? It's going to be so much later. I love this time of year. Definitely signing petitions for us to just stay on this time. I don't understand why people want the sun to be setting earlier, or like because we're shifting time because it's made up. Why you would want it to go down earlier. Anyway, enough about that. I hope everyone is well. I have had a super busy 2 weeks, just with a lot of things going on. So my knitting is a little like all over the place. And that's okay, because sometimes that happens, right? Or just like crafting in general. Like sometimes you do a lot, and then sometimes you're like, I did 3 rows in the past 3 weeks, and that's okay. It's like that sometimes. So, before I get started, let's do a couple other admin-y things. Like I said, I'm all over the place today. So, there is a sweater knit along happening for my birthday month. It's March. What? And you can use the hashtag SweaterMePeaceMAL on Instagram, or you can go over to Ravelry. There's a Ravelry group, Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast group, and there's a thread over there. People are sharing like what sweaters they're making. Whips are included. People are doing some really cool stuff. And if you want to, on Instagram, you can follow the hashtag. That make-along goes through the end of April, actually. So it's 2 months, March 1st to April 31st. And I'll pull prize winners at the end, but I felt like 2 months would be a good time for people to get sweaters done. I'm enjoying the one that I started, and I'll show that to you all in a little bit. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, there's a sock. What is that called? Thread over in the Ravelry group as well. It's like flasher socks. And it's just for people to share the fun socks that they're making for the year. At the beginning of the year, I talked about how I wanted to make more socks. I've made 1 pair this year so far. So I'm not doing that well, but it's all good. When the summer comes, I feel like that's going to be my time to shine. And people are just flashing. Other people said that they wanted to knit more socks this year as well. And so people are just over there throwing in their finished socks. And that's also really inspiring and making me think, why are you not doing more of that? You need to get on it. But all of my projects are kind of big, so yikes. Anywho, I think that's it for admin-y stuff. Let's jump into some makes. I actually, and I mean this time, I don't think this one's going to be that long because I don't really have too much to show this time, and that's all good. So first thing, which I don't have to show, but I will definitely be able to show in the next episode, is I did a little bit of spinning, not as much as I wanted to. I'm just spinning up some fiber from my local yarn shop, and yeah, that's been going good. It's just like in the evenings when I feel like I don't want to do anything, I'm like, oh, but you do have this like really relaxing other thing that you could do while you're watching TV or something. But to be quite honest, most nights I've been possibly passing out on the couch and then just getting up and going to bed. It's a thing. All right, so where to start? I don't know. I guess I'll start with the MAL, since I just talked about it. So there's a bunch of stuff everywhere, and I don't know where anything is. All right, so I decided that I was going to cast on, in the last time I spoke with you all, a Once in Floral sweater. I was gifted the pattern like over a year ago, I think. And when I got it, I immediately bought the yarn for it because I bought the yarn for something else. And here, I'll show you the yarn first. I ordered the yarn from Webs. I feel like they're always having a sale. So I jumped on a sale then, and this one you kind of can't see, but it's okay. So these are my 3 colors that I ended up, sorry, I shouldn't cover my mouth. Snagging, and these are all, let me make sure I say it right. These are all Cloudborne fibers, so they're Highland Superwash Sock Twist, and this is in Stormy Skies. Is that what this says? Yes. The blue is Stormy Skies. The gray is something. It's, Silver Heather. And then this third color, which is going to be my flowers, is Oatmeal. Oatmeal or Oatmeal Heather, I believe. So all of these are, wait, let me put these back in here before I start losing stuff. So all of these were 50-gram little skeins. And so I bought a bunch, and then as I was winding them up, I think I had 9 of the blue, let's say. And so I combined 3 of them together to make a 150-gram skein. And all of them are, so originally, as the 50s, they're 178 yards of fingering weight, and it's an 80-20 of super fine Highland wool, or super washed fine Highland wool, and 20% polyamide. That's for all of them. So I had all the yarn, decided to wind it up. It's living in this really, oh no, don't fall. Oh, I hope I didn't lose a stitch. I didn't. It's living in this really dope bag from Scrappy Angel. I showed these last time. You should go and check her shop out. She may still have stuff. I didn't look before I jumped on here. But they're these really cool wireframe bags. These have a faux leather bottom. This is the Aran bag, so I'm carrying everything for my project currently in this. I love that when you open it up, it just stays open, so it's more like a yarn bowl. So I just keep it by the sofa and throw everything in it while I'm working on it. So here's, oh my gosh, also in this episode, I feel like it's a lot of like Michael has failed and has to redo things, which we'll talk about a number of times. So here's where I am so far. It's going to be really hard to see. One, I don't want to lose the needles, and two, it's all scrunched up. I am going to put this on a bigger cord, I've decided. So here's where I am. I'm just making sure nothing falls. Just a little bit into the chart. Now, this is like my second, is that true? My second time, yeah, I think so, doing like a big all over colorwork project. So I'm really trying to work on my tension. I tried doing English and continental, and that was giving me a no-go. So I knit continental anyway, so I just decided I would drop them and pick them up and then do, like, just slowly go through doing the English to do the first couple, whatever, stitches of like the next color. I'm also really trying to work on catching my floats for this project, because I didn't do that in another project in my For Fox's Sake sweater, and I think like it just didn't turn out the best that I personally wanted it to be. And I've actually debated going back to that sweater and picking up along the sleeves and the body and just ripping off the color work and re-knitting it and then Kitchener stitching it back together. That's a project for a whole nother time. Anywho, I do have to say, I think for this one so far, like I'm not very far into it. It's looking pretty good. I like how the blue and the gray is holding up together. And for this one, when I stretch it out, it does sort of lay flat. There's no weird, that was the stitch marker and one stitch fell off. There's no weird, like, huge puckering happening. So I'm pretty satisfied with it for right now. The reason I say that this was a fail has literally nothing to do with the pattern. It's me. I cast this on at the start of the MAL, right? So on the 1st. And I was so excited. I cast it on the 2nd actually. And I was so excited. I was like, I'm going to get this color work. It's going to be awesome. And I start going and I do the first couple rounds. I get maybe like 7 rows into the chart. And it was really late one night and I was like, okay, I think I'm in a good place. And I woke up the next morning to just like do a row while I was having coffee and realized that the cast on edge was twisted. So I was like, oh no, is there a way that I can fix this? It's color work. I watched a few videos. I tried. It wasn't gonna happen. So I had to rip the whole thing out and like take to it, start over again. I wasn't really I was bummed, obviously, because I was like, oh, like the floats were looking good. This was happening. But in the end, I do think that it was fine because it gave me another shot at trying to do it again. So like, okay, if you did it this first time, really pay attention and focus on how you're going about doing it again, and make sure that as you keep increasing now that you're going to be going, like you're going to make sure your stitches aren't twisted and you're moving along in the pattern, that everything's working out the way that you want it to be. So there's the positive in that. It's going well. I'm loving how the colors are playing. I'm holding this and I'm not drinking it. I'm loving how the 2 colors are playing together so far. I think I have a few more rows in the chart before I start to introduce that 3rd color. The cool thing about this pattern, or to me that's cool because I'm not very experienced with color work, or stranded color work I should say, is there's only a few rows where you have to alternate between all 3. Normally it's just the 2. So I feel like there's less pressure for that for me. I don't feel as stressed out about, there's like a huge portion of the chart that has to be that has to be worked with all 3 colors, which just calms me down a little bit. So that's what I've cast on for the MAL that's happening right now. I'm enjoying it. It's a fingering weight sweater. It's my first fingering weight sweater. So while I was hoping it would be done by the end of the month so I could wear it on my name day, it's probably going to be done by the end of the MAL, in all honesty, because I can't see myself knitting the rest of this chart because I'm going so slow, like 30 minutes for a round, because I'm just like, this has to be right. Yeah, I don't think that it's going to be done, but that's okay. As long as it's started, I'm fine with that. All right, thing 2 that's working. Oh, obviously I have nothing that's finished. I just am only talking about whips today. The next thing that I decided to work on was, I pulled this bad boy back out. This is, for those of you who have been here for a while, you will definitely know this. If you're new, I cast on this Kinship shawl like in November of last year and was really enjoying it. A lot of shiny new things came into my life. The holidays were happening, and so I sort of stopped. So last week I finished something. Oh, those socks, right? They've been on the needles for forever. I wanted to get them off, and I was like, oh, you should just continue with this mojo and pick back up this Kinship and just finish it. Like, you're so close to it being done. So that's what I did. Sorry, everything's falling today. So where's my little yellow stitch marker? This is where I was last time. I was like in the middle of this little repeat, and so I finished that one, did the last big garter section, and did the last big increase, and am on to the last section. Now, this is all using KnitPicks yarn. This is a fingering weight shawl. It's from Pom Pom magazine. I don't remember the issue, but I'll pop the photo here. And it was a collab make with Olga Jazzy Knits and Stephen West. And I love it. I made one for myself this time last year for my birthday. And yeah, I love it. This is the KnitPicks Capretta, I believe. Yeah, Capretta, and this is Eclipse Heather. The white is white, and this gray is Moonstone. Now, the colors are a little bit altered because with the white, I'm holding a mohair in Plover, and the gray, I'm holding a carbon heather, I believe is what it's called, mohair. The pattern doesn't have mohair in it. I just am being extra. But I love the little halo that it's creating all over it. It's gonna be so nice and soft and squishy. This yarn, the Capretta, is also 50-gram balls. It's 230 yards per ball, and it's an 80-10-10 of superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon. So it's like super soft. Absolutely love working on it. This was another one where I completely spaced. So I picked this back up, finished the patterning, and then got to this there's like the last big garter section, right? And I'm chugging along, and I noticed that the darker color, like the color I'm working with, the darker color is like kind of running out. So I'm like, oh, I go and I look to see if I have more of it, and I don't. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like, why would I have like not ordered enough yarn? And I was like, maybe you tucked it away somewhere. I didn't. I just didn't. I went back and looked at my order. I hadn't ordered enough. So I had to order more yarn for this. So I had to put this on hold again and wait for that to come in. And once it did, I was like, okay, now you just gotta like bang this out. So that's been really fun. I've been enjoying getting back into that. You know, the pattern is easy to memorize, and you just like follow it as you're going because you're doing those slip stitches that are creating that 3D effect. Yeah, it makes it really intuitive. So it has been nice to like get back in the practice of working on that again. It's really enjoyable. I want it to be done soon. It's a gift for my aunt, and yeah, I just want it to be done. Like, I want those needles back, actually. All right, the next thing that I worked on, not too much, just a little bit. Like I said, like, it's been just a little bit here and there for everything, and also me messing up, having to start over. That Once in Floral sweater, I just wasn't really working on anything else because I was laser focused on that. So not too much progress on this. This is my Anker sweater, my boyfriend size, and this is by the Petite Knit. And I'm using, again, this pattern doesn't call for mohair, but I'm on a mohair kick. So this is the Capra, which is the same makeup as the Capretta, but this is the DK from KnitPicks. And this is, what's this color called? Hemlock Heather. And the mohair is Labyrinth. Love the color. I've talked about this before, that this is making. I was where the little bee is. And so probably like 2.5 inches I've added to this. It's just, going around. I feel like this yoke is a little bit deeper than other sweaters I have. So I want to hold it up against something else that I've made and see how much more I have to go. Because I took the time once, maybe after like the last sweater or the sweater before I made, I like for real wrote down what the measurements that I truly like are, next to like what my normal body measurements are. It's like, oh, when I'm doing a sweater, this is actually what I really love. I want it to be X amount of inches from the split for sleeves to the hem, and then start the hem. Same thing with my arms. I love that we can create things that actually fit us. And so I have long arms. So like being able to just like knit the length of an arm and it fits me is chef's kiss, truly. So I do think this yoke is a little bit deeper. So I want to just do a little measure. But this, when the Once in Floral was making me feel like I was thinking too much, I would just do a couple rows on this because it was just easy and mindless. Because at this point, I'm just going around and around and around for the body. Yeah, maybe this will be done by the end of the month. Because it's just finishing the body and then doing the sleeves. And the sleeves are just stockinette, so there's not much to those either. I'm loving this. I think it's going to be super squishy and super warm. Although it is a DK weight sweater and I'm holding mohair with it, it's still a little cold here in Chicago, so I feel like I can get a couple wears out of it. And even still, in the spring, like, I don't know, it's 50 degrees outside. I don't want to wear a jacket. I could just like throw that on. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I will. Who am I kidding? Excuse me. Okay, the last thing I have to show you is I needed a small project to take with me while I'm waiting for like my classes to start. Like I teach dance classes to public school kids, and sometimes I'm at the school early, and so I'll just want to take a project out and like work on it. Or if I'm commuting, although I've been driving a lot lately, I just want something that I can like work on quickly. And it dawned on me, oh, you could because you have such big projects, do a crochet project. It would be fast, so the gratification would be amazing, the way that it works up, and that's what you should do. So I went in my little, under this thing that's behind me, that's holding all this yarn, there's like a foot locker, is that what that's called? Yeah, a foot locker. Not the store, like I'm not going underneath this yarn and like buying sneakers. That I have like all my books and things in. Anyway, I bought this, I don't know why. I was at like a big box store and saw it years ago, but it's called Huggable Amigurumi. And it's just 5 animal projects to make your own zoo, by Christy Simpson. And I was like, oh, you wanted to make that. Well, you should. First of all, look at this child. They have to be at least 2, and that thing's huge. So I have a few friends who have little ones, and I was like, I'm gonna make this cute little elephant. What? Oh my god. For my friend's little one. Another Michael fail, just with everything, is I saw that it was super bulky yarn and went to KnitPicks to see like what was comparable and what I could use. And I decided I'm just going to use the bulky yarn. I'm sure it's the same. I went for whatever had like similar yardage per skein as this that they used in this pattern. And it got here and it's a size smaller than what it is. So like on the label, it's like, this is a 5. And the yarn that they use is a 6. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like, I don't care. It's still going to be adorable. So this is this is crocheted on using a, what size hook is it? A 6mm or J hook. And I'm using this Mighty Stitch bulky weight yarn. It's 136 yards per 100 grams in ash and silver. So this is the body, and then this is just a little contrast color. And this is 80% acrylic, 20% superwash wool. It's for a kid, so like kids can be gross. So my friend can throw this in the washing machine if she needs to. This is my first time using this, and I'm loving it. It's so nice. And I forget how fast crochet projects work up. I mean, I guess depending on what it is. So here's where I am. I actually need to go to get more fiber fill. Maybe I'll do that later today. I won't. I'll do it tomorrow. Aww. So I just have, look, he's not even all the way done up on the bottom because I want to stuff it a little bit more. I just have the body done, but with the little eyes, it looks like a little Pixar character, and I can't take it. It's so cute. The pattern is just like US single crochets, and I love it so much. This took me just a couple days. I was so excited about it. I'm like, oh, right, like this is so great. And I loved making little amigurumi or stuffed animals. I just think they're so fun. I have one ear almost done, so that'll show you. It like has the little cutout, not cutout, but like the shaping of like a little ear, so it just needs a little trim. And then that'll get stuck on there. I can't even. It's so cute. I'm loving this. I'm sad that it's not going to be as big as it should be, but I can always do it again. And there's other really cute, what do they have? Where'd that book go? So there's a giraffe, an elephant, a bunny, a lion, and a monkey. You can see all of them on the top there. What? They're so cute. I have to make that giraffe. I don't know who I'm giving it to, but that has to happen. It's just gonna sit in my living room. So this is the elephant pattern from the Huggable Amigurumi book. Yeah, and I'm loving it. It's so fun. It's nice to go back and like, I feel like a lot of us, we buy books or even just patterns really, and then they just kind of sit. Maybe you thumb through it a couple times, you get really excited, you think about making something, and then you don't. Or at least I don't. And I was like, I have these patterns, like just go pick one and make something. It'll be so great. And it's a crochet project that you can literally throw in your bag. If the stitches come undone, it's crochet, who cares? You can quickly just like whip that back into what it needs to be, which is really nice. Yeah, so that's been really cool. That I'm sure will be done by the next time I talk to you all. I think that's it. Told you this one was going to be really short. Haven't made much progress, mostly because I had to start that sweater over again. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. Yeah. Remember, if you would like to participate in the sweater piece, is it sweater piece? How am I not remembering my own hashtag? It is. It's the SweaterMePeaceMAL. You can do so by just using the hashtag over on Instagram or following the group over in Ravelry. Any sweater counts. Put your whips in there. I don't care. I just want people to be making sweaters because everyone said, there's so many sweater patterns that I want to make. Let's do something. So any craft, it doesn't matter. Let's do this. I'm going to go and keep working on mine and work on this little stuffed animal a little bit more today. So I'm super excited about that. I hope you all are having a beautiful weekend. Oh, before I go, almost forgot. I have a music rec this week, or this episode. It's my birthday month, so I think I did this last year too. I'm gonna share my fave artist with you all this week. So this week I'm recommending Prince's Controversy album. This is hilarious. I pulled this out to be like, oh, this is what I'll talk about this week. And the thing on the bottom of the album cover says, loaned for promotion only. Sale is unlawful. I literally bought this at like a second-hand record store place. Anyway, I think that's hilarious. So this album, really love, still kind of timely. A little bit more adult. But the songs I would recommend off of this album are Controversy, Private Joy, and Ronnie Talk to Russia. Great songs. All the songs on this album are good. I feel like it's a shorter one, but it's an earlier album of his. Everything's produced, arranged, composed, performed by him. Love that. So check it out. Prince, Controversy. Actually, I'm going to go put this on too right now. With that, I hope everyone is doing well and the weather is treating you nice wherever you are. Ours is a lot of fake spring around here. So it'll be really nice one day and then it's snowing the next. And yes, I'm trying to navigate that and get more sleep because work has been crazy. But I hope everyone finds a little bit of time to sit and take a moment for themselves and find some quiet time for yourself. I think we could all use a little bit of that right now. That's it for me this episode. And until I see you next time, make a piece, spread some peace. Peace.